Hey YouTube, Mike here. How we all doing today? I see I'm out of frame. That's because I haven't had a video out in a while here. Alright. How we all doing? Well, we were in New York last week for my niece and nephew's wedding. Actually reception. They were already married, then COVID hit. And they couldn't have their reception, so they were finally able to have it, and my wife and I drove down, took all the luggage, and my son, 3 daughters, 2 boyfriends, they all came down and we had a great time. We stayed from Monday to Monday. We left at 9:30 Monday night, got there Tuesday afternoon, and then left Monday morning and got back here Sunday morning and got back here Monday afternoon. So, alright. Well, this video, I get a bunch of questions. Hey Mike, you got so much Packout. You know, how do you work, you know, when we do a job? Like, you know, for instance, we go to install a tankless, or a lot of times, you know, we have to put a tankless in, but we gotta, you know, we're moving it from, say, upstairs to the garage, or we have a lot of piping also to run, or maybe we're doing 1 or 2 bathrooms in a house. So what do I do? All right, so basically, this is, I happen to have my garage units here, but this is what I actually use when I bring my stuff in. It's the Milwaukee hand truck, which I already did a review on, and I can tell you this, besides the wheels being on the inside of the frame, okay, so the wheels, opposed to a regular hand truck, it being on the outside. See where the wheels are? Alright, that is really the only pain in the ass problem, is that it becomes unstable. It does rock, especially if you're going to go over grass. But if you keep a good hand on it and you got everything in the thing supported, it ain't going to fall. But you got to be careful, plus you walk backwards. But what I do is I bring in, let's see, can we see? I bring in 2 3-drawer units. On the bottom unit, the first 3 drawers, I put my larger tools. Like I'll put my Upanor machine, my screw gun, maybe a hammer drill. I'll put my ratchet, my impact drill. Then in these drawers, in the upper drawer, so the upper 3 drawers, I've bought, now you know when you buy these 3 or 2 drawer, they come with these dividers that splits up the drawer at top to like 6 or so pieces. Well, what I do is I break that up into fittings. So I put my Upanor fittings in, my CPVC fittings, like for condensate drain lines and for relief pipe. I'll put hangers in there. I'll put some screws in there, stuff like that. So I have my tools on the bottom, fittings in here, and then inside of this, the crate, the milk crate, is my actual valve kits or regulators or black fittings or hoses and things like that. Maybe some of my large wrenches, my hammer, my chisel, stuff that I know I'm going to need, and then I'll wheel it in. Now, if I know I need the hand truck, I load it onto the hand truck. It locks into the base plate, and then it stacks. You cannot use this, because when I take this off, I'll show you again that you can lock the crate into this top bracket. You can't use it because it's too tall. So I just kind of take this, I think it's a 2-foot or 3-foot bungee cord, and I just go from the top, and it holds it in while I get there. Then I bring in, I'll come back and take in my smaller Milwaukee tool bag. And if I don't have a lot of tools, a lot of other supplies that I could fit, the tool bag fits in there, then I have the larger bag, this is the medium one, then I have the larger one that actually will lock on the top of it. But it becomes too top heavy. I don't like it. I'd rather make a second trip. But 2 trips gets everything in there. Unless I'm doing a tankless on my own, where I will wheel the tankless in first on the hand truck, and then come out, load up my tools, wheel that back in. So that is what I do with this. Now, I will come back out and get the top. And I can actually lock the top onto here, which now gives me a nice little flat and a nice little work surface that I can work off of. And I use this for both the hand truck and the dolly, which I'm going to show and I use mostly because pretty much 90% of the time I'm with my other truck. And there is the Hilti folding hand truck on there, which has those different layer shelves, which I did a review on. And that thing is, I mean, it's quite a bit more money at $400, where this thing I think is $200. But it is the cat's meow of hand trucks. It folds up to almost like a little suitcase. So I have this top, and then if I need to get to something that's underneath there, I have it. But a lot of times I bring in the DeWalt folding table. I'll set that up over there, and then I'll take my stuff out of there. Now it leaves me with a nice, high, comfortable work height that I can work on. I can place stuff on, have the table. I like have everything around me, and then if I need to go back out to the truck, I bring stuff out that I don't normally need anymore. So that is my setup if I go with the hand truck. And it's a very simple, you know, the bungee comes right off. I hang it right here on the back side. That's the side that you can put your levels in. And yes, when we do bathrooms, we do have to use a 2 and a 4 foot level. I have those levels. But now, if I'm going to actually work with my other crew, and I don't need the hand truck, I use the dolly. Pretty nice. You know, it's got that little foot lever. So let's see, can we see? Let me just reposition my camera so you can see what I'm getting at here. So you know that when you're going to lock the thing in, you're going to push down. That's kind of like your brake there. So it holds the dolly, and now you can lock that in. Can we still see? Go up a little bit here. Push down, it actually locks everything in. Now this becomes a little bit taller if I'm going to bring that in with the milk crate. But a lot of times the milk crate has already been loaded the night before with the material, and they'll put their DeWalt folding table, so I don't need my milk crate. This is actually the one off my truck. So I'll just leave the worktop on it, and it's, you know, the wheels are locking. So now I have my work surface, I have my material, my tools, and if I want to, I have my tools and not have to have the work. So I could just leave my other tools in here, take it off as I need it. But see, my bigger tools are down there. And then my work surface, I can always leave it on like that. And it works out great for us. You know, this you can redo. I was thinking about maybe putting some bolt holes in here for a vise so that I can make fittings up with, but you know, with these little catches in here, I shoved my wrench in here and it holds back from slipping off and it works out good. And plus I have, you know, I can place my pieces down here and grab them as I need them as I'm working. So that is my little setup. The two setups that I have that I would be bringing in to a job site. Especially, it's mostly for a tankless heater. Working in a garage on a concrete floor, perfect. In here with the rubber floor, this thing is really hard to roll around. So with a rubber floor, you know, especially with weight, and this has no weight, it's empty. These are just the ones I bought for the garage that I'm going to be redoing in this area. But my regular set is at the shop. I just figured, let me do this video since I'm asked a lot about my Packout. Okay. You know, I've hemmed and hawed about buying this set. Okay, it's the 454-10 Hf Imperial Set. It's like a T-handled Allen key set, Torx set. It comes with two wall holders, and it comes with, so the nice rubberized, and it's L-shaped. So this one's 5/32, so you could either use it with a high leverage or handle leverage. It even has little holes for hooks, and it comes down to so you got a 7/32, 3/16, 7/64, 1/8. Again, this is a 5/32. Goes as big as 3/8, quarter, 9/64, 5/16, and 3/32. So I opted to go with the Imperial set first, since I use more American stuff than European. They did not have the metric set in. That is on back order. I will be receiving that soon. I do need both, but right now most of my stuff that I work on is Imperial, and it's nice. Comes in this nice Weira box. So I just got to figure out how I'm going to. Maybe I'm just going to be putting them in a Vita Pro large bag and just clip it on the truck somewhere. And then the other thing that I bought, which I really never did a review on with these. I did the larger hammer drill review, but I needed one of these for my truck. We actually have the larger one and the medium-sized one on the big truck. And we use this one actually more than we use the large 1 9/16 one. This is the 1 9/16, and the other one I think is 2.5. We use this one more than we do the actual This is one hell of a drill. So it is the 2717-20, and it is the SDX Max bit. It is pretty much their flagship hammer drill. Comes with shank grease. So before you put the SDS Max in, you put a little grease on it. Do we? Not really. So shame on us. Comes with your instruction sheet. It's tool only. So it is a solid core 1 9/16. And this drill is a beast. We have really had no problem whatsoever drilling through any material with this drill, especially on a solid core. So we use, the biggest we use actually is an 1.5 inch bit, solid core, to run our gas lines through with a sleeve. And with an 18-inch bit, and we actually we use Bosch bits. We find them to be better than any other bits out there. It's a German-made bit. It'll last you well over a year, especially if you use it as much as we do. And this thing is a beast. We made it with the 12, here, I got one right here. We made it with the 12-volt battery. So we made it with the big battery. It's got a little bit of weight to it. That is so on the top here, you have it's your rotary, so it's the spin and hit. So on that one, we'll spin and hit, and then if you rotate it to 0 is off, and if you rotate it to that, it hits. But you need to engage the bit. So this thing will not hit unless the bit is pushed down, and then it'll hit. So it won't be free hitting if you hit the trigger. Okay? And then that is your lock for your SDS, but you can actually put it in and rotate it, it'll drop in. I just want to show it. Highly recommend it. Like I said, we have been using this bit, actually this hammer drill, for 3 years. And it is just a phenomenal tool. It's a phenomenal tool. And I'm going to be honest with you. I picked this up over 2 weeks ago. And it was at the Home Depot, and they had a special on it. It's usually $4.99. I got it for $4.50. Not open box, brand new. You know, as you can see, I opened it. But I thought I was buying the medium-sized one. And that's why I had to pause here a second. I thought I was getting the medium one, which is just the SDS. Because I was like, well, I'll buy that one because I did have to make some larger holes by myself to run some lines through. And then we come back later and put the tankless in. So I ended up having to make little tiny holes with my smaller 12 volt and then chopping it through with a hammer and chisel. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is like barbaric. I need one of these. So when I saw it, I thought it was the medium-sized one, not the big monster. So, yeah. But again, it's even got the light. It's got a light on it for where, you know, shine down once your handle is in. And the handle, you know, the handle revolves 360 degrees. And it can be removed, but you got to take the whole thing apart. So we don't. We actually keep this stored in a Sustainer Max. So we keep this in a Sustainer Max, just the way you see it, just like that. And we keep a 2-inch and a 3-inch core bit, and we keep a couple of small 12-inch solid core. And then the longer solid core we keep in tubes in our pipe rack when we have to really go through like something more than 12 inches, which is more than just like block. I mean, concrete block even filled with concrete like butter. But we have poured through, you know, solid footers to run gas line through footers on outdoor, and it just goes right through like butter. All right, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, thank you for all the likes, comments, the subscribes. My email below if you want a Mike's Woodshop sticker. Just send me your contact information and I will mail you out a sticker. And for those of you that follow me on my other channel, it is no longer the Renai guy. It is now that tankless guy. And if you want to know why I did it, just watch the video and I'll explain it. But in a nutshell, I basically wanted to be able to show more to my viewers than just a Renai product or anything associated with Renai, because I do get a lot of questions on other product, and I wanted to be able to show it and not feel. Now, I didn't work for Renai and I never got paid by Renai So I shouldn't have felt bad, but I felt bad. So, but watch the video and I explain in depth why I did it. All right, YouTube? You all be safe out there, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.